This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Kirstin Purcell. She is with Handshake in Heels. Kirstin, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm excited to dive in and get to know you and your business a little bit better. So let's start there. Can you share with the listeners a little bit about your business?
Sure. So Handshake and Heels is a modern recruiting and consulting firm. We're focusing on helping companies find, attract, retain their top talent, specializing in taking the guesswork out of everything, hiring by blending different strategies, industry insights, human connection. The approach is very much results driven. So it's not transactional. We help businesses build teams and drive results that shape their culture.
That's amazing and so needed. I know there are a lot of businesses that struggle with recruiting. So I love what you're doing. So tell me about your journey. How did you get into this?
So I started in recruiting because I love connecting people and opportunities. So over time, I realized that companies weren't looking for resumes. They needed strategic guidance more than just people. So it shifted from being a recruiter to a true talent consultant. And I launched Handshake and Heels to elevate that hiring experience. Bring clarity to the process and help businesses build teams with purpose.
I love that. Talent consultant versus recruiter. I love that. It's much more elevated and much more involved than just recruiting. So I like that a lot. Love that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Do you find that there are any myths or misconceptions about the industry?
Yes. So a big one is that sometimes, I hear a lot is that I don't need a recruiter. We'll just post the job online. Sure, you might get applicants, but are they the right ones? So the best candidates actually aren't actively looking. They're being pursued. So recruiting isn't just about filling those roles and positions. It's more about building a team that fits for your mission, culture, and long-term vision. And it requires strategy, outreach, and insights that you're not going to get from a job board. So much more than that.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. So instead of a business just, placing an ad on Indeed and getting a ton of unqualified resumes, they can come to you and you can be the expert and you can help them. More of an outreach type of situation than people coming to you.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so clearly you work very hard. And so when you're not working hard on your business, what are you doing for fun?
I love spending time with my family, exploring new restaurants around the area. We've been in Fredericksburg about 4 years now. Connecting with other like-minded entrepreneurs is also something that I enjoy doing. I'm also big on growth and development, personally and business-wise. So I love a good podcast or book.
Awesome. I love that. So is there a hardship or a challenge that you have been through and overcome that you now feel like you're stronger because of it?
Yes. I would say when I got laid off unexpectedly from my previous corporate recruiting role, it was a huge turning point, I would say, in my life. It forced me to reevaluate the path and the ultimately led me to jumping in and focusing solely on Handshake and Heels. So it really pushed me to grow in ways that I never imagined. I had to trust myself, lean into my ultimate vision, and lead with purpose. Looking back, the challenge was definitely a gift. I didn't necessarily think that way in the very beginning, but it has definitely made me stronger and more resilient and confident in what I've built from the ground up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So now that you have been through that, what advice would you give someone who maybe is in your shoes and have been laid off? There's a lot going on in the government lately, and I imagine there are some listeners who are thinking about taking the leap and starting a business on their own. So do you have any advice for those individuals?
Yes. So I would say start before you feel ready. Perfection is a myth. And waiting for it is only going to delay your growth. Take messy action, ask for help when you need it, and remember that building a business is a journey. It's not a race. So every step counts, even the imperfect ones.
I love that. You don't have to have everything figured out right away. Just start and you'll figure it out step by step as you scale in your business.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. You fall, you get back up, you fall again, you learn, and you move on.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you for that. So what is something that you wish the listeners knew about Handshake and Heels?
So I would say we're more than just recruiting. Yes, I'm a recruiter by trade, but really I like to describe Handshake and Heels as a partner in your growth. So whether you need help writing a job description, refining the hiring process, or aligning talent strategy, to your business goals, we're in it with you. So it's about more than just filling the seat. It's about building the right foundation for your company's future.
So that's really good to know. So you can help both people who are looking for employees as well as employees who are looking for work.
So yes. So I am I guess what you would call a client recruiter. So I'm not a candidate recruiter. Candidate recruiter is, you get a resume and then you go and pitch that resume to companies to get them interested. Client recruiter is the clients reach out to me to fill strategic positions or to help them build, their teams. So that consultant piece of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Okay. So if someone is listening and wants to work with you, where is the best place for them to find you?
Yep. So I have a website. It is www.handshakeinheels.com. I'm also on Facebook as well as LinkedIn.
Awesome. I love the name of your business. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Kirstin, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today and sharing Handshake and Heels with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com. That's fxbgneighborspodcast.com or call 540-534-4618.